This is an introduction to our half-day leadership development workshop. I know as business owners, it's sometimes difficult for us to focus on our own professional development. I know that we're stretched pretty thin. We have lots of competing priorities. And so it's hard for us and our senior people to focus on that. This is a half day. Hopefully we can fit it into our schedules, a half day workshop. This first slide talks about how people become leaders. And it was a study done by John Maxwell. And I'll come back to it at the end of the introduction, but there's 3 items there and they add up to 100% in total. One of the things that I know that we all consider in our businesses is there are times when we need to be manager and there are times when we need to be a leader. And we touch on that at the workshop. You know, core values, if we looked at each one of our core values in our businesses, you know, we would probably all be a little bit different, which is great. Once we understand what they are and once we kind of articulate them, they help us, they provide a filter to help us with our key decisions that we make. Locus of control is an interesting one as well, because we can look at all the things that are happening around us, and do we look at them as external, that we have no control over, or do we look at and drill down and say, okay, some of these things I can control, and I'm going to focus on those. Intuition we touch on. Another word for this, I think, would be our gut feel in a circumstance. The chain success model is important, I think, because if we look at society today, I think it's changing at an ever increasing rate. And what this does is kind of put some framework around change and says, okay, what do we have to do to have a better chance of a successful change in our own lives or in our organizations? If we detailed all of the items in our day, I think there'd be a number of items that we can say, you know what, I can delegate that to someone else. And that would free up my time to focus on higher value activities for the business. My favorite part of the workshop, I love this, is we call it the one-page plan. And the one-page plan is unique to each participant in the course. You develop this at the end, and it's just for you. And it's something you can take from the workshop and then implement on your own afterwards. It's wonderful. Going back to how people become leaders, you'll notice that according to John Maxwell's study, 85% of us became leaders through the influence of another leader. I like that because I think it says 2 things. One, we need to focus a little bit on our own leadership, just fine-tuning it, which is the reason for this course. But secondly, have a plan to help develop leaders in our organizations. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you at our workshop, and have a great day.